Wells Fargo Arena, 1A getting going, guys. I'm going to let you know, you can see the actions on 3, 4, 5, and 6. If something big happens, jump in, you guys. But the 1A's, Alburnette's in charge of the team standings, but a lot of great individual stories.
Yeah, and they're underway. Looks like Bauer, Southeast Warren, Blake Bauer taking on TJ Schott, Iowa City Regina on mat 3. How about Portillo and Henderson? That's a nice matchup here.
Mat 4.
On mat 4.
Portillo out to a 2-0 lead right away on Henderson here in the first period. Also over here on mat number 5, we have Lentz of Tipton. That's Eric Lentz, a 33-3 senior out of Tipton. He's taking on Cole Allison.
It's like a Fort Dodge St. Edmund kid.
Yep, Fort Dodge St. Ed's. Some of these abbreviations are so hard to read. There's no Fort Dodge in there at all.
No, just St. Ed.
Down here on mat number 6 is we have this tough Alex Thompson of Underwood, a 42-0 freshman who knocked off Drew West earlier in the quarterfinals, and he's taking on Ben Moyer, a 40-8 sophomore out of Alburnett. So this is one of Alburnette's finalists. But this Thompson, I tell you what, he is just a stud. I've been watching him throughout this tournament for a freshman. He's very mature. He can wrestle from a lot of different angles, a lot of different situations. He scores from all kinds of different ways. There he's seen a head to the inside sweep, and he cut off to a switch to the outside single, the other opposite side that he was originally on, to take down Ben Boyer, and he's out to a commanding 8-3 lead yet in the first period.
Very heady freshman there. And he, by the way, as you mentioned, a great tournament, but this kid last round, this should be all you need to hear. He knocked off Drew West, an undefeated returning state champion. And you know the West brothers from Highland Riverside, the story there, just like the Portillos. Outstanding young wrestlers.
Bob and Mark are talking about the wrestler in the blue on mat 6. Special kid to keep your eye on, freshman Alex Thompson.
He just chose neutral against Ben Hoyer. He feels comfortable on his feet.
Alburnett.
Nice. Look at that drag.
Wow.
See, you don't see freshmen hit drags like that very often. Just like you said, Bob, just really quick, and he immediately cuts him again. There he tries a low single. Before we saw an outside single. We've seen a double leg. The kid can just score from a lot of different places.
Nice to have a repertoire like that as a freshman.
There's
look at
another
that
drag, but look at that. Ben Moyer sticks on that arm right there. He left his arm behind. Thompson did. Ben Moyer was almost able to come and get him takedown of his own of it. Over here back to mat number 4.
Yeah.
That's Henderson of Northland taking on Portillo. Can't tell. Looks like Henderson actually now up by a score of 3-2, whereas he was down 2-0 before.
Yeah, undefeated wrestler is Henderson, Brock Henderson of Northland, 40-0 on the year.
His dad is assistant coach there. Boy, you don't see this every day. Look at him trying to take Portillo's arm back over his head when Portillo had his leg. Now Portillo's coming up in the air with that leg. Almost got a reversal there, but gave him 1 point escape for loss of control as they go out of bounds. Mat number 3 over there. That's Bauer of Southeast Warren out to a 4-2 lead.
And the wrestler on mat 5, one of those wrestlers you mentioned, Eric Lentz at Tipton, he stopped the 1-2 punch of Southeast Warren. All year long, Bauer and Brady Kiner have been getting it done for the Warhawks. Kiner knocked off by Lentz in the quarterfinals, 4-1. Lentz taking on Allison of Fort Dodge St. Edmund.
6-2 lead right now for Eric Lentz of Tipton. Matt Neerum, an old teammate of mine at the University of Iowa, is assistant coaching over there. He may be the head coach now, actually. Not sure, head or assistant.
Tipton.
Back to his roots. Over here on mat number 3, still scores 4-3 right now in favor of Bauer. Southeast Warren over Schott of Iowa City Regina. That's mat number 3, the purple mat, the top left corner of your screen.
A lot of pride Southeast Warren showed in the duels. I mean, they didn't get the championship in the duels, but boy, the fan base and even the kids after receiving the second, it's been a good story here. They've really packed the place.
You know, another thing is, too, you talk about tournament teams and you talk about dual meet teams.
Yep.
You know, look at where we're at right now in the tournament championships right now, whereas Alburnett is out to a commanding lead.
Yes.
But then they got beat in the dual team championships by Southeast Warren, who ended up finishing second. So Alburnett gets third in the dual team, but out to a commanding lead right now, well on their way, unless things would go seriously wrong, to win the traditional state championship.
Well, I hope they weren't counting on points from Moyer here. It's 20-8 now. Thompson out in front. A fine season by Moyer, but this is a buzzsaw.
That Moyer, he's fun to watch. Great kid. Wrestles hard all the time.
Love to see it.
But he's just outmatched right now by Thompson of Underwood.
Alburnett has done so well lately, guys, with so many sets of brothers and the same names, these kids. It's like a 5-year run, really, is all that's noticeable. But Kane Thompson has really got something going there.
It's unique. You know, those small towns, they just get a clique. They get a good group of young kids come through a kids club, and you owe a lot of that in Alburnett to Brett Shalista. Connor Shalista, his son, wrestling. We wrestling here tonight at 145 pounds, and then Connor's older brother, Tyler Shalista, was a 3-timer for him. You know, basically built a barn out in his house, put a wrestling mat in it, and just ran a kids club out of it. And, you know, similar to the Sorensens up in Denver Trapolo when Denver Trapolo had their run. Similar to LeClaire's when the North Lynn School District had their run. You know, you get these dads, and it means a lot for them to have their kids, and they just create a situation where they get a lot of kids into their room in the local community, and they just get tough working out in situations like that. You know, an environment like that. They get good, they get tough, they get mean, and then they, you know, they respect each other a lot, and they become a pretty tight-knit group of kids, and then it shows once they get to this level.
Yeah, excellent payoff for these teams. There's the end of the match on mat 6. Thompson gets it done big time, 24-9. But now it's 6-3 with 13 seconds left. Portillo's hanging on there. This cannot be overstated. These two are fine wrestlers on mat 4. Henderson's going to lose this one, but when you lose to Portillo, you can still be pretty proud of that. 6-3, Justin Portillo gets by Brock Henderson. Now, we mentioned Justin Portillo. All of this ties in together. Drew West beat him last year in the finals. Drew West upset, so to speak, upset by Alex Thompson earlier in the quarterfinals. And we'll see more West and more Portillo. Get a couple fresh matches. Yeah, the Warhawks get their first winner.
And Lentz in control over here on mat 5.
And Bauer, just a sophomore, going to the finals for the Warhawks. They brought back 6 place winners from last year, and then they add Brady Kiner and Travis Van Dyne. Great team, Southeast Warren. Dallas O'Brien has something going there, too.
So Tipton gets them a winner. Eric Lentz will be facing Thompson in the finals.
So Coach Neer